All right, guys. Well, he's got the home ground advantage, but he's got to fight an uphill battle. It's Mouse Esports HEROMARINE up against SERRAL. SERRAL for Basilisk in the bottom right. It's the lower bracket now here at HomeStory Cup. And HEROMARINE is the home ground champion. The home ground hero. I don't think he's ever won a HomeStory Cup, but he's been there drinking beers, hanging out with the community since he was like a little kid. And now here he is 15 years later as an absolute beast of the scene and a guy who I think everybody there... I heard that apparently during any of his games, it got to the point where you couldn't hear the commentators very clearly because the audience would just be chanting either Big Gabe or HEROMARINE so loudly. So he truly came in as the fan favorite for this event, had a lot of audience support. We've already seen some pretty cool matches of his. And I think he does actually feel like TVZ is, even though he's playing SERRAL, is a matchup he's a bit happier with than TVP right now. TVP, he's like, oh man, the Protoss mid game really gives him trouble with them just swarming over him and stuff. Even though he knows you can turtle to late game and have an advantage as Terran, getting there he finds prohibitively difficult, and like it feels like you're just sitting there trying to survive for such a long period, and if you make one or two mistakes, it can go haywire very quickly. This matchup he feels like is a bit more fair, which is interesting because I normally think of HEROMARINE versus SERRAL as being a terrible match for Gabe. Outside of him beating SERRAL with a 3cc Hellbat timing in the European regionals, and I want to say like 2021? It was like 2022, one of the last seasons of the ESL Pro Tour, where he got a surprise win over him. But opening T-Rex Reaper especially to me is crazy, because this is one of those build orders where I guess it obstructs SERRAL's opening. I don't know. I always feel like T-Rex Reaper, you delay that command center a fair bit. The top Zergs are usually very good at just sending a drone out now to get a third down. SERRAL sends it out just before the Reaper arrives. Cuts it a little bit fine for my own comfort personally. Link speed's on the way. He's fully pulled off gas. SERRAL was playing a very quick link speed this tournament, playing very safe openings. He was also taking a shot whenever he won a series, says Patricia. Is that real, or are you making that up? I would not be surprised if he was drinking there. Dude, whenever Big Gabe's at a party, I could be like totally drunk, and talking to Big Gabe at parties and after parties and things is dangerous. Because I'm like, cool, I'm at that peak point. I gotta lay off the booze now to ride this, like, you know, perfect moment where I'm not gonna feel like terrible tomorrow, and I'm just gonna be buzzed but not falling over. And then Gabe will be like, come drink with me! And he'll just like grab me and like try to like force me to do shots with him. And he'll want to do like 5 shots. You know, it's not like, okay, maybe I'll do like a little third of a shot. We'll do a little celebrate. Gabe will try to make me drink 5 shots in a row. And I've very quickly learned he is a dangerous man to be near when liquor is involved. Oh, the Reapers haven't done too much damage yet, but they are going to find that third hatchery. And I think SERRAL... Oh, he's going to try and save it. He didn't start this third hatchery that quickly. I like to start it really early so it has a lot of hit points on it. Oh, the Lings are going to try and trap him, but Link speed's not quite there, which means 2 Zerglings go down very quickly. That's 4 Reapers. Okay, factory's there as well. Third command center coming up, double engineering bay, and the Reapers will pull back. It was real. It was on stream, and it's actually per game. It's a shot per game he was winning. I have the rules for it. Please post the rules. What the heck? What? Isn't there a group? Like, it's surely not in the group stage, right? Are you telling me he was actually doing shots in the middle of like this series and the series against like Zaun and stuff? If he won maps? Because dude, maybe that's... I've always said Terran players, when they stop caring about winning or losing and they just start doing meme builds, are actually the scariest. Because like Terran is something about just throwing caution to the wind and just committing with crazy builds that sometimes works in tournaments. He did it in the group stage. Oh my lord. What a mad lad. Dude, I gotta go check out the whole video of this tournament, because HomeStory Cup's on in the middle of the night when I'm sleeping. I'm casting this less than 24 hours after it's finished. Well, I guess more than 24 hours now, as we've been commentating quite a few series today. See how we go. It's going to be a 1-1 Marine Hellbat timing. Where's that armory? I think he's going to go armory pretty soon, man. Third gas, fourth gas, depots. The 1-1 Marine Hellbat timing is actually quite hard to stop. HeroMarine's delaying. Starport goes down. Maybe he waits for the 2 medevacs. It's a lot of Hellions. 6 Hellions, 4 Reapers, a pretty fearsome little army. Very good for dealing with Zerglings. There was time between the group stage and the playoffs, so he was able to recover, of course, but damn, man. That means he's multiple shots deep at this point because he's already played quite a few games in the playoffs. What does Goober mean? Goober means idiot, right? Bit of a goober. It's kind of like, it's more like silly than idiot though, right? I think goober is a bit more loving. Oh, dude! That's a lot of Hellion Reaper. I didn't realize they could cancel a hatchery, but that's actually so many Hellions and Reapers. He just clicks on it. Nice cancel. Serral's on 61 drones. Carapace comes in. Second Evo's behind it. 4th base rebuilding. Oh, the Marine's well positioned. Look at that. He's got his little security detail in there. That's so nasty. When mineral lines have little areas like this, Zerg players are just like, are you serious? Do you just hate Zerg? Do you just want to give people like Zergling free safety zones? One day someone with a much more methodical and organized brain than me should do that for every map pool where they like on the spreadsheet for every new map, you check things like, are there unreachable lib spots? Are there little tight areas that units can jam themselves behind mineral lines that wreck Zerg run-bys? I'm so curious to see how that changes map pool to map pool. It's a big Hellbat time and these queens caught out. Dude, a bit sloppy for Serral. But he pulls to the right. He's okay. He's got more Banes coming in. If these Banes can clear the Hellbats, the Lings and Queens can deal with everything else. I think Serral's in a good spot. Serral's up 20 workers. He should have enough Banes to clear the Hellbats. The Lings surrounding. The Hellbats get cleared. And Gabe's going to go for that drop in the main. But I think this push just got so delayed by the Serral counter-pressuring and looking for those run-bys. That's awesome, man. That's really, really good. Oops, on the low ground. Oh, pulls back the Reddit point medevac. That means he can't save in the Reddit point medevac, though. Oh, good cleanup here for Serral. I think Serral's in a great spot after this, guys. He's only down 500 resources, and look at this. Macro Hatch, Infestation Pit. He's got Bane speed. He's got a 5th base up north. I mean, he's really roaring economically, and if he could keep doing some small run-bys on the left, maybe try to run some Lings in the natural as well, then I think he's, like, completely out of the woods. He's got creep spreading through the middle. Pretty good creep on the south. His creep up north not being ignored either. Does need to spread these tumors. Oh, I'm not saying you can't have these features. I just think it's one of those things where you stack up features like Overlord. Overlord pillars are really good for Zerg as well. You'd put that there as well. That's what I'm saying is like, there's probably these things we don't even notice because no one's bothering to go through the arduous process of record all of the map details. And like, you know, there's definitely map pools where there's just crazy Zerg Overlord pillars everywhere. And it's like, wait, why does Zerg get free vision with that? Like, on every map, you know? And then you'll get a map pool with none of them. And you're like, well, suddenly that swings balance, right? And it's not a huge thing, but I'd be so curious to know what the differences are because you suddenly get, like, the Liberator spot on Winter Madness is such a big Terran advantage. And likewise, those little areas behind mineral lines are also really good for Terran and Protoss against Zerg. It's different for every matchup, of course, but yeah. Lingbane rolling forward. Oh! Good bio spready. Serral should just give this base up. Massive Ling counter for him, but it's a good pullback. Oh! HeroMarine 2 clumped! Good spready, though. Good spready at the last second. Gotta get those Marines away. Does take a few Banelings. I don't think he has enough firepower left here on the front. It's just a ball of Marines and Marauders. Widowmine's coming in as well. He does have reinforcements at home. Only 7 SCVs went down, though. Serral's supply is actually dipping here. Dude, this is a sick 8-Rax Marauder push. Lings are going to come in from all sides. That Widowmine got a big smear there. Lings and Banes are washing up on these units, and you can see that was actually really well done. And now he's just rallying Marine Marauder Mine. Lingbane is not the answer. There's a Hive up, but he actually needs something else, right? Like Hydras would really help against this. I mean, if he has an overwhelming Lingbane, he can do it, but he's down 40 army supply. Gabe going for an old school, just 3 base, 66 worker. In this case, he's down to 50 workers now, but a 60 worker, 4 gas Marine Marauder Widowmine all in. And it's doing massive damage. Serral, denying mining on the 3rd is not enough. This is already pretty much an all-in for HeroMarine. There's 2-2 against 1-2 upgrades. Creep spread is still problematic. Drones are transferring to the top right. SERRAL is fine here. I think he should have given this base up earlier and looked for a surround on the army, though. I think surrounds will ruin HEROMARINE. But he's not able to get them. He's kind of engaging from one angle at a time. He does detonate a few banelings to blow up that Widow Mine before it can target. That medevac does need to unload for Big Escabus. He's going to go for a triple drop into the main base. Excellent maneuver. There is a Spore Crawler there that'll get a few shots off, but Lings are going to run into a wall. Uh-oh. Marine Marauder kind of in a nice position, but it does get surrounded. I think that should be a good enough hold for SERRAL. He's trying to squeeze in Adrenal and +3 Carapace. There's no answer to the Marauders, though. The only problem for Gabe is he's deep on creep and there's not many Marines behind, no mines behind. SERRAL's got the worker advantage. Will the Banelings make up for his supply disadvantage in the army? We're going to find out. Banelings get a few decent connections. Marauders really struggle. There's no damage output for Gabe. And I think SERRAL might barely be able to hold here just because the Zerglings are ruining the Marauders without any Marines or mines behind them. And that is the problem for HEROMARINE right now. SERRAL, if you can get a few more Zerglings, just a few Lings in here, a few Lings in the natural, I think they'll find excellent value. He goes north with a handful. And SERRAL may have made it past the scariest part of this match. Fifth base comes back down. Remember, Gabe is only on 53 workers, 70 for the Zerg. Parasitic Bomb could be big. SERRAL! Leaving his Vipers AFK, man! Does throw that. But Gabe's too far behind. It doesn't even matter. Let's go back and check what else was happening there when he GG'd. Was it just... I think he just realized his army just sucks. What's he got, guys? He's picked up this drop, unloaded, and it literally got surrounded and beaten by the Adrenal Zerglings. Yeah, okay. He lost the double drop to the Adrenal Zerglings there, and he just knew that was too much. SERRAL barely holds on in game one. I like this version of HEROMARINE. 4 gas, 60 workers, and just 8 racks Marauder Marine, 2-2. Keep it simple. Good map for it as well. SERRAL barely hangs on. Alright guys, HEROMARINE in the bottom right side of the map. Great game one for him, not bad at all. Really put the pressure on SERRAL, and I think if you have a bunch of Hydras, some sort of ranged unit, defending that sort of push becomes a fair bit easier. But when you don't have any ranged units, the Marauders on the front line are just really annoying to deal with, because you kind of need to surround them with Zerglings to kill them, at which point Widow Mines and Marines in their back line do exceptionally well while those Marauders tank. Oh yeah, so I'm going to my friend's Smash tournament. I don't know which version of Smash they're playing. It's literally his company's Smash tournament, and I'm gonna go to get some free pizza and beer because they've got the friggin' esports arena at Fortress just because it was empty. They got mates rates on it or whatever. I think it was just empty, and they'd used it the day before for a different Smash event, so they piggybacked off of it. But it's literally his work Smash Brothers group. I don't even play Smash, guys. So I'm literally just going to get some free pizza and beer, and then I'll be like, the Jigglypuff is sitting on Peach's face. What's going on? Why is there a fox shooting lasers? I don't understand this game at all. But I will. He's like, you got to come commentate. And I was like, I don't play Smash at all. He's like, come and commentate. And I was like, I shall come and get some pizza and beer. Command center goes down in the natural. Reaper's coming in. Second depot goes up. All right, straightforward opening. I'd love to see SERRAL go for that quick third, but since he hasn't seen an SCV scout, he doesn't need to. I really hate when players don't take the fast third if they see an SCV coming, but the Overlord would have seen it coming across the map, so that's fine. Okay, Reaper goes forwards. Marine on the way. Factory next. No second gas. Gabe's going to play a 3 command center build. I wonder what he's going to do next. Pig, you just got to say shuffle and wave dash, and you'll sound like you know what you're talking about. Oh, yes. All right, I'll be like, oh, is he wave dashing? Yeah, I'm going to be a super bogan. It's going to be really fun. I'm just going to, like, make fun of it. Third hatchery goes down in the normal spot. Gabe's got a third command center. No real action from him early. The question is, what does he do next? I think straight Hellion Banshee builds, HEROMARINE against SERRAL, bad idea. I think straight Hellion Banshee, really generic, is going to give Serral a chance to just get in a really good position. So that's it. I don't know what I want to see from him, but I don't want to see that. Ah, here we go. Second factory. So he's probably going to go either straight Battle Mech or probably Blue Flame first. He could get a few Cyclones and just, you know, play Cyclone Hellion, catch Serral off guard, pick off a few Overlords, start clearing creep, picking off Zerglings, and just kind of chipping at him. But usually it's Blue Flame off of this opening. Could be very nice. Tech Labs for the factory. Now, he did chase the Overlord away. Really good by HEROMARINE. If he didn't push that Overlord away, the number of times people do a build like this and they let Serral's Overlord sneak in behind the natural and then just poke in from here, see what's happening, and they don't even realize. Because the Overlord can get to here, it's got really long vision, see the factory, and then go back, and they're like, ha ha ha, here's my surprise Blue Flame Aliens. And Serral's just completely ready for it. But in this case, Serral has no idea what's happening. He's got 2 Zerglings on that side. If he can sneak those past and get inside the ramp, that would be big. But I think he'll wait until his Overlord sees more Hellions move out, and then he'll probably click them in then. See, so they move out, and then Serral clicks them in. Yeah, perfect timing, but 3 more Hellions are about to pop here. And he spots it. Doesn't even give Serral high ground vision, so it's not even suspicious. Serral sees the delayed depot on the natural, which tells you it's a 3 command center. So you're not really thinking about safety here. You just think, oh, 7 queens, a handful of Zerglings, we should be fine. He's building 16 Zerglings, which is actually quite safe. Lair's on the way. I'm sensing a Roachhorn's about to go down. If he goes Roachhorn now, that's really good. Overlord tries to poke in.
Swarm forces under attack.
2 more factories. It's full mech. No Roachhorn, no Bane Nest. Oh, Serral might be thinking about playing Ling Infester. Oh, Ling Infester is very greedy. Mass Hellion coming forwards. Blue Flame just 10 seconds away. 4 factories coming up. 4 gases as well. 3rd base will be floating out soon. And here we go. He's about to reveal it. The queens are going to have to try and scramble to defend. He's going to emergency wall off. Oh, he's going to go up his ramp. Good call. Good call. But oh, he's not going to make it. 9 drones go down instantly. The Lings are getting wrecked. These queens aren't perfectly positioned. Oh, and he bounces them with the Reaper Grenade. He's into the main. He's into the main base. Oh, no. That is so many Blue Flame Aliens. 14 drones do go down. But he's cleaned up most of them. But follow-up Hellions on the 3rd is where the real damage lies. These guys just need to distract. Their job is to keep Serral occupied. And here come the real Bernie boys. Oh, the Lings pop, but they don't. A-move. Serral, he wasn't on A-move, and that means he loses another 10 workers. Not done yet. Make it 13, make it 14. Oh, my lordy McLord Lord. Serral has officially entered Dicktown. HEROMARINE happy to usher him in there and say, hey, how do you like my Blue Flame, boy? Oh, I really think Serral should have just fought with those Lings immediately when the Hellions came through, just tried to spread his Lings out. And I think his queens could have positioned much better on that ramp. Both of his queens did not move into the optimal position. And they got bounced way off the ramp, which was really nasty. Oh, well played here by Gabe. Gives himself a really advantageous start. Serral now confirms that it's mech. And he's going to have to build a Roachhorn right now and try to play Ravagerling Bane comeback style. His work account's really bad. He's trying to rebuild it now. Still has 8 queens, so he's relying on the queens for defense for now. He cancels his Evo. Evo upgrades are not important against mech at all. It's get 4 bases of economy and defend those 4 bases of drones. Then you can think about upgrades and stuff, but still no Roachhorn or Hydroden. And now he goes double Evo. Dude, this Roachhorn is kind of late. I get he had to be greedy here, but I think he's left himself a bit too open here to the follow-up. Hellions coming in. He's built Spore Crawlers against a guy with no starports. Serral not too happy about that. We'll catch these Marines on the right side. Got some Banelings. Has to build Ling Bane to defend this for now. That means it's all about surrounding him on creep, preferably. No transfuses on the Overlord. Doesn't really have much transfuse energy in general. Serral trying to go +1 melee, +1 range. The attack upgrades. Bane speed's almost there. And if these units poke in any further, he will try to loop in and surround. These Cyclones rallying on creep, very dangerous. But Serral shows his hand. Few Lings on the right side. He wants to roll probably Banes into that base. Yep. Morphs Banes clicks him in. Cyclone's on the left, Hellions on the right. Bit of a weird split here. The Hellions kind of distract. Gabe going for the hatchery delete. But he's not scanned it. Oh, but he stays just long enough. And SERRAL just taps out. Tricky. I like the way HEROMARINE disguised that build really well. But I think SERRAL messed up on his scramble on the defense. Right? I think he had enough time to respond to that. Let's go take a look here. What time did that hit? Pretty early, man. 5 minutes 20. Yeah, I was like, if these drones are mineral walk to the main, which they should be, and I'm honestly not sure if they were or not. Not sure where these drones have been clicked to. But like, this queen should be in the middle of the ramp. This queen should also be in the middle of the ramp. Or you can put them both side by side. Like, for me, there's two things that are really sloppy here. The Zerglings are way too clumped when they should be just spreading out as much as possible. And the queens are just not in quite the right position. Like, I think he thought this queen was blocking the ramp. She needs to be to the left slightly. If she's standing here, I can get behind it, right? But not there. Hellions can slip around both sides of her. And look at the Lings. They just disappear. I'm not saying Lings are going to beat this, but Lings are meant to buy a little bit more time here. And do a little bit more damage. And then that Reaper Grenade bouncing both queens away. Whereas if you've got one on the top, one on the bottom, it's going to be really hard for them to bounce both of them. Either way, hats off to HEROMARINE, guys. Good surprise, dude. GG, well played. GG. All right, guys. Bottom left side, HEROMARINE with the sneaky blue flame savagery. And SERRAL just got burnt out of Winter Madness, man. I always thought Zerg liked it a bit steamier, hotter. You know, those like jungle maps and stuff, which we never really have anymore. Maybe like the red ground and there's like bits of toxic sludge everywhere or like acid and gross swamp water. I always think Zerg love those, but I think HEROMARINE just took it up a bit too high. Mass Blue Flame Alien kind of ruining him. No SCV Scout, interestingly. Command Center starts up. Second depot goes up. All right, SERRAL has been really big on triple mining the gas. Is this just because he's afraid of Tyrax Reaper, I wonder? It feels very, very respectful. Almost overly so. He did this against Clem as well. I'm kind of just looking at it going, I don't think you should do this every game. I think do this some games. So for what I'm seeing, guys, is SERRAL looks a little bit stiff in his early game ZVT right now. And the way I describe this is normally SERRAL's very good at playing the odds, right? You know how against Protoss players, sometimes he'll go for the normal 16 hatchery, but if he's very good at anticipating on a map, oh, they might try and block me, and he'll go and take a 15 hatch before Overlord, and the probe they send across at the start to block, and the hatchery's already started. And he kind of wins the opening minigame. Feels like his last few ZVTs, he's going Ling speed blind most games. And now this time he did delay it till after the third hatch, which I like. Ah, okay, this I really like. Cancels the Ling speed, starts the third queen. Much better. Much better. Because he realizes this is not 2-Rex Reaper, it's a 1-Rex Reaper expand. I'm very happy. I think that's a really good adjustment. Even though he still mined the 100 gas early, maybe could have sent the drones to the natural slightly earlier to be a little greedier. This is still the correct prioritization. I always say 36 supply Ling speed is pretty solid. Building another Overlord. He's got 7 lava. Lots of drones building. Creep shimmers down pretty fast. Injects in the main base. Brings that queen to the front as well. Still no Ling speed, which makes me think he might go Roach Warren here. Yeah. Be kind of crazy to not start Ling speed this long. Third command center's come up. Second gas behind. This does not look like a starport, but I really feel like starport openings against a guy who's as good as SERRAL are really quite awkward, and I love that HEROMARINE's dodging them. If you guys aren't slower than your opponent, you feel they're faster, they're better on the base mechanics in ZVT, you don't want to be playing Hellion Banshee. You want to surprise him with Mass Blue Flame. You want to go straight here for really fast double upgrades and go for the most disgusting 2-2 8-racks timing they've ever seen in their entire life. This is a pretty good map for tanks, so I wonder if he does like a siege tank 8 racks this time, or does he try that biomine style again? Tank's obviously good against Roach opening. SERRAL has gone for a well-timed Evo as well. He's got a drone on standby. Its job is to build an Evo chamber if the Hellions try to dart in there. Now it is 6 Hellions, 4 coming across, 2 at home. Doesn't want to choke up his production too tightly. There we go. Serral's going to build a set of 4 safety roaches. He's still only on single gas. So you notice, even though he's going roaches here, it's because he skipped ling speed, he can skip his gas until he's fully saturated. And now he's getting close to saturated. You'll see Serral start to take all of his gases. So 2 on the natural, and you can see he resets the rally points. This Patchery will probably re-rally as well as he takes this gas, just so that the drones are popping out to fill up these gases as they're taken. Serral's really good at managing those rally points, just as optimal as he can be. Now the Marines here on both sides, nowhere for that Overlord to run. It's going to go down. Sorry for the zooms there. Bit of a misclick. Carapace has started up, but it is still... It's a fast Carapace, guys. Starts at 5 minutes. Guess what? 1-1's 3/4 complete. HEROMARINE has missed his armory, though. He's going to go Starport now on 3 barracks. Armory does go down before the 4th and 5th barracks. That's the correct way to do it with this build. 61 drones for Serral. I mean, Serral's economy is smooth. But where does he take his 4th? I don't mind the top left 4th. Either that one or this one. Both are fine. There is a juicy tank spot in this corner, though. But I think with Ravagers, you can probably buy all those. Not as scary. Big, you should start an OnlyFans and just display the case fans for custom PCs. Ooh. Oh, dude, some of those custom PCs you see at conventions and stuff, they do get me a little randy. That could be profitable. Festation Pit, Baneling Nest, Second Evo, all on the way. Overseer's going to come through. Does he realize what he's seeing? Because these barracks seem kind of late. I don't know if it fully dawns on him just how greedy this build has been. There's no Banshee. It's just 6 Hellions, no Banshee. I mean, 2-2's already started. Oh, Hellions are diving. He's got roaches in a good position. Should target these Reddit Point Hellions. Drones are going to block him. Beautiful drone pull. And, oh, a few more drones would have been nice to pull there, but that's fine. 5 drones, no biggie. Hive's on the way. If he can get an early blinding cloud or 2 on the siege tanks, could be massive. Roaches are going to run out. Serral, pull back. Careful, Serral. Lucky no concussive just yet. It's a pretty big army, but no medevacs with it just yet. And roach speed is done. Serral's Carapace about to kick in. No combat shields. HEROMARINE does not want to trade in these small fights. He's got to be careful. 3 more drones coming out. Serral's got to stop droning after that and start making army, because I guarantee you these pushes are so scary off these openings. And yet, that's a sensor tower. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. He's going to build a 4th? Dude, Big Gabe is going to try and play a macro game against her. I think he's not going to tech to ghosts. I think the plan for Big Gabe here is just like bio, lib, pressure, pressure, pressure. Ooh, Overseer gets taken out. Would have loved to contaminate one of those upgrades about a minute from now, but loses the Overseer. Got 1 gas there. 5th base in the top left. Two Vipers are on the way. Ling speed just now starting. A bit late on that Ling speed, I gotta say, guys. I think you forgot about that one for a little bit. No fungal, but this feels like a good setup for Serral. 2 more command centers are gonna go down. Oh. Okay. I think Gabe's gonna get A-moved by Ultras. Maybe before... I mean, the problem is Serral's got so much Roach Ravager. So his supply looks good, but maybe doesn't have an actual timing to, like, crush. Safety tank on the high ground. 3 tanks up here. He's still building more drilling clauses on the way. 3 more barracks going down. Gabe's going to try and take this middle base and just entrench this position. Start to break these rocks. Serral getting a free pass to late game in this one. I think this map is not bad for late game, Zerg. First 4 bases are hard to crack, but once the Terran takes a 5th out here or out here, they get spread pretty thin. Clearing a little bit of creep for now. It's a tumor over there as well. He's going to push north. Just forces those roaches back. Well done. These roaches want to trade out. Serral wants to get rid of these bad boys. These roaches are garbage now that he's maxed out. The tank on the high ground makes it really hard to find a trade, dude. If you could run in on this base just from the rally, it would be good, but look at this tank. Serral's not going to feel good about that. Roaches try to run in, but Gabe's going to push forward right now. This is a crazy push for Gabe. He's got 2-2. I don't agree with this push, though. He's a bit deep. He's a bit deep. Bane's rolling into Marines. Lings and Roaches coming in from both sides. And Gabe... Oh, my lord. For those who don't know, by the way, we did get updates on the drinking game. Apparently, him and his friends came up with this one years ago at HomeStory Cup. The way it works is every game you win, you have to have a drink of schnapps, which is like, 15 to 20%, 30%, something like that. One of the I think like it's a 15-20% schnapps, not too bad. After every series win, you either have to have a stronger shot of like proper like whiskey or like really like 30% plus spirits, or finish your beer. Actually, sorry, finishing the beer is after a game win. You have to finish a long drink, which I think in German means like a cocktail, basically. If you're drinking that as well at the end of the match, is something else you can do. And he's apparently been doing this for 2 days at this point. So he would have had a shot after that last game. Zergling's coming in. Bio trying to stim down to deal with it. Widow Mines. Ooh, Zergling's back off. He's got a big drop going towards the main. But Gabe's pretty well set up. I think he can just stim in the main and defend. There's 3 more barracks coming in, which will bring it to 11 barracks. Fusion core's there as well. The drop is waiting in the dead space. I think those overlords are a bit too visible, though. SERRAL kind of giving away what he's doing before he's even done it. He does pull it back there. It looks like Gabe didn't notice. Okay, he's going to go in now. SERRAL just wants to get rid of these roaches and lings and replace them with better units. He's got a Spire and a Nidus Worm on the way. That's a big drop. Pick off a few add-ons, pick off a bunch of SCVs. Lings on the front, try to run in. But Gabe, good discipline, holds position there. Vipers are coming forward. Ravager, Ling, Bane. He goes for a Blinding Cloud on both of the tanks. The Banelings go towards the worker line, and the Bio, the Roachling, clears the siege tanks. Nice engagement here for SERRAL. 19 workers go down as well. I think he's very happy with this. You know what's cool, guys? You might be wondering, why is this an orbital and not a planetary? And I think the reason is he wants to be able to lift these bases off so they can't be blown up by Banelings. I think he'll add planetaries as the game goes on, but he's basically saying, hey man, I don't think I'll have units in position. Sometimes I just need to lift the base and run the workers. And you can't lift off a planetary fortress, so that actually makes a lot of sense. Marine Marauder, Medevac trying to pull back. The roaches mostly have cleared themselves out. SERRAL's like, please kill these for me. Another Ling drop in the main. Oh, SERRAL back in action here. Ling drops in the main, gonna cause problems. Widow Mines are damaging those overlords, but you can see these roaches are trading out, which is exactly what SERRAL wants. And now the Ultras with 2-3 and Chitinous Plating have arrived on the front. SERRAL burrowing Zerglings in the main as well. Honestly, I think he could bust any of these bases if he chooses to, but he is losing a lot of overlords. He's got to be careful. Those turrets starting to pay off. Widow Mines are getting boomed by the Baneling Ultra before they can fire. Nicely done there by SERRAL. He's still got 2 full energy Vipers. Ling's unburrowing in the main. He's going to try to run away and burrow those. He gets a few of them burrowed outside of the scan in the corner. Very cutesy micro from the Finn. +1 range, +3 melee is on the way. We've got, of course, Caduceus Reactor coming in for HEROMARINE. I think for SERRAL, he's really just got to commit to a fight and try to break one of these positions. And this right side looks awfully undefended. Just going to roll in there. Nidus in the back as well. Great move there. And I don't think he's noticed it. SCVs pull away. Parasitic bombs on the medevacs. Ultras are on top. Another parasitic bomb in the middle of the medevacs. Oh my gosh. So much damage. The Nidus Worm screech happens in the main. There's nothing inside. It's more of a distraction than anything else. And SERRAL just picking at him. Chipping away at these buildings. Look at the trading. You do not want to be in an even trading situation with SERRAL. But SERRAL is notorious for not finishing his opponents off. SERRAL is a man who likes to take slow, methodical engagements. I've called him the sandpaper Zerg many times over the years because he'll take a fight there, and the moment he's like, I'm not sure if this is a good fight, he pulls back. He doesn't like to take risks. Very risk-averse player. He just wants to roll in, get a good trade, and pull back before your whole army responds. He needs Corruptors now. He does have a Spire. Doesn't have enough bile for the libs. He needs to get rid of these roaches. They are just garbage, that last roach in there. He does have 3 Vipers. Still no Corruptors in the army, and that's a mistake. I absolutely believe this is a mistake. There's libs coming out. There's also a lot of medevacs, and you need at least 4 or 5 Corruptors to clear these. It's going to make another Ravager. Try and have a few more biles available. Nidus Worm goes up to defend. Still burrowed Zerglings in the main. Could give SERRAL vision for the future. Gabe trying to make mass command center. He's on 8 orbitals right now. He's spreading tanks out. He's trying to keep his bio spread in many different areas. The Lingon burrows in the main. Very annoying. Here we go. Ultra Ling Bane rolling forward. The bio runs forward. Blinding Cloud really messing with them. Beautiful Blinding Clouds. He even saves one of the tanks. That was actually a really slick pickup on that siege tank. Drops it on the high ground there. A lot of mules going down. Banelings crashing through the Marauders. Siege tank tries to save them. And Siege tank actually gets big revenge on those Banelings, blowing up a lot of those Banes. But 23 SCVs go down. The Siege tank does end up falling. Nidus Worm inside the main base. Feels like inevitability now that HEROMARINE will be going down. He's panic clicking Reapers on his production tab. He's trying to get building armor. He's got enough mules though. I don't really know if this is like game-winning damage yet. SERRAL's bank is good. Without killing the Medivacs and the Libs, it feels like these fights just aren't as good as they could be. Right? Like, Vipers are good, but he's lacking that follow-through ability, which is exactly what Corruptors give you. Hate to rant about Corruptors too much today, guys. I'm not meaning to. I'm just looking at the game and I'm like, that's the missing piece. Good Parasitic Bombs. It'll damage the Libs, it won't kill them. Good biomicro, dude. The Marauders are doing really well. The Ultras and Banes are getting wrecked. This is a terrible fight for SERRAL. That's a Widowmine with the Biles, but like that fight got really bad for him. He was just running back and forth, getting kited by Marauder tank Lib. That was actually awesome. Very well fought. There's no Infestors out yet. HEROMARINE trying to creep his way forwards. Uh-oh, double Spore. Well, this is a Medivac with 2 Marauders inside. Remember, there's no ghosts on this map. It is mass Marauder Lib, which means heavy Zergling will be key in defeating this army. It's going to be hard to keep that production up as SERRAL. Heavy Zergling is what beats heavy Marauder, but of course Widowmine's not bad against Zerglings as the space on the left side goes down. SERRAL's already mining the right side with 16. He's got the Nidus ready to evacuate, which is great. Not having Corruptors here is a huge oversight. SERRAL's kind of gone back to a very old school way of play, but he's missing the cherry on top of the pie right now. The icing is not there on top of the cake. And it's cool that he's still picking off things, but these Ravagers, it's 9 supply. Those Ravagers aren't really getting the value of what 9 army supply should be getting you. There we go. That's going to be good. Now he's getting some more value, hitting another 2 Widowmines. Going to try and roll in there. The Ravagers, I believe, get automatically targeted by the Libs. No, they don't. Blows up the Planetary, but look at that, guys. He's getting jumped on by the flank. Has to pull back. Big Ling army in the bottom left. The Lings should be able to get in and go after those SCVs. If they aggro after it, the Liberators will eventually defend everything. And you can see the Planetary will have time to erect itself. SERRAL trying to build 72 Zerglings. He knows he needs a lot of Zerglings. A Fungal or 2 on this army would be massive. Vipers don't have much energy right now. Don't know if they can really punish this. They're trying to come in. Is the Ultra Ravager. But a snipe on the hatchery and a pick up and get out of there. HEROMARINE fighting like Hellspawn. Where are the Corruptors? It's huge. This is uncharacteristic. SERRAL's had control over this game for a long time. He's forgetting one of the most crucial pieces of the puzzle here. And these handful of Liberators. There's only 3 on the map, but them and the Medivacs are having complete free reign right now. The Bio, though, overstimmed. It is wounded. HEROMARINE's got to be careful. Those Biles are landing. Same time, Ling's running the left side. Beautiful multitasking. SERRAL's starting to break HEROMARINE down now with his Zergling multitasking. Losing this base was a real bummer. He's going to try and saturate the base on the left now. Mining out these 2 middle bases is crucial because Gabe already has 9 orbitals. He can drop mules whenever he wants. These Ravagers will get sacrificed. Finally, the 9 Corruptors come in. I don't get why there's no Infestors. You can't really use Infestors to break positions. SERRAL's been in charge of this game, so he didn't have a use for the Infestors unless he thought HEROMARINE would be counter-pushing. HEROMARINE is now being counter-pushing him for the last few minutes, and finally those Infestors will get triggered because of that. It makes sense if you think you're just trying to break a defensive position. Don't waste time on Infestors, but HEROMARINE's getting really active on this map. Corruptors Fungal. Big Fungal! Oh my gosh! Oh, but he doesn't finish them all off because he's got to go respond on the top left. Big drop comes in, snipes into the hatchery. Burrow to hide the drones. Hopefully Gabe doesn't realize. If Gabe scanned, he'd get 20 worker kills. Units lost tab now 6,000 in favor of Gabe. And SERRAL needs to split this army and find the damage. The Corruptors are going to go to the left. Got this base mining again on the right side. Microbial Shroud is going to be amazing against this non-ghost style that HEROMARINE's playing. And he's finally realized, wait a second, this is not Ghost Terran. If you don't play Ghost Terran, Microbial Shroud is actually so good. Corruptor's damaging the orbital, doesn't want to stand and fight it. I think he could have followed through there, potentially, and finished the command center, but... Oh, Infestor gets caught! Dude, look at this scans. Map hacks for the Terran. I think you got to turn and throw a fungal, maybe. Try and catch some of these Marauders. One Ultra waddles in on its own. Oh, right side, he lands a fungal. Ultraling Bane getting a good engagement on the right side. He's going to chase HEROMARINE home. HEROMARINE kills the hatchery on the left. SERRAL struggling to defend on two sides at once. Still doesn't have an answer to the libs on the bottom right because all his Corruptors are up here in the top left. And he's losing control of his middle bases, which is really problematic. He does keep the right one alive for now, but he's got to be so afraid of this. That Cyclone's actually doing a crazy amount of damage, by the way, as well. I did not expect an accidental Cyclone that got misclicked into the army to pick off as many units, but this guy's got 7 kills, hasn't taken a single hit point of damage. That Cyclone's an actual Chad. It's the only Cyclone that's been built this game. His name is Reginald. People say, Reginald, you don't belong on a battlefield. Not in late game, maybe in early game. Reginald's like, oh, I can fight too, bro. Shoot and move is the name of the game. Widowmine's doing big damage. Fungal lands. Reginald gets ripped in half by an Ultralisk. And SERRAL with a very necessary hold on the left side, but at the same time, Corruptors aren't on the right, which means he's got no answer to those libs. Doesn't have enough units to just push him back completely, right? Because he can just pick up, drop back in the lib zones, and if he focuses the Spore down, which he'll be doing momentarily, that Spore Crawler going down means there's nothing that shoots up. But here come the Corruptors. No, they're still a little way away. They're not getting there in time. SERRAL desperately wants to keep the hatchery up, but he's being baited into bad fights to defend it. Really bad fights. Unit Sostab is now 10,000 in favor of HEROMARINE. If SERRAL was mining out both middle bases, this would be acceptable, but he's not able to just yet. Corruptors aren't fighting! You've got to make sure those Corruptors go deep. Fungal from the left. Nice move. The Infestors barely survive that. Another couple of Fungals go down, and he gets some on the Medivacs as well. Another Fungal on those Medivacs would be juicy. It turns out SERRAL's name is not Lucy today. Doesn't quite finish off these Medivacs. He's got a bit more control. Needs to respread creep on these flanks. Gabe keeps on pressuring. Gabe's mining can't be doing that well. He's using so many scans. His minerals will start to get a little bit low. Bottom right side, Corruptors unzip their flies. SERRAL says, welcome to the Finnish Mountain Dew. That's right, buddy. Welcome. Much like after Finland qualifies for the World Cup, there is a lot of dudes shouting furiously in the streets. People running around screaming Tyrell. And of course, a byproduct of that is also a whole lot of public urination. Corruptors will be taking out these Liberators. Ultra Infestor Ling Bane rolling forwards. The Corruptors are going to clear up those libs. But the Ultra Ling, is it enough to overwhelm the ground? It looks like it's going to force a rout. Yeah, HEROMARINE has to pull back, and now his Medivacs are in danger. These Corruptors have just had so much value to this army, and it really punishes Gabe every time he's out on the map. Ultra pulling back right now. Whoa, Hatcher on the right side is going to go down. I've got word the YouTube chat may be down. You guys let me know. Ultra Ling Bane in large numbers, man. Overseers take some Widowmines to the chin. Better than it landing on your Ling Bane. And look at the Fungal Corruptor on the full Medivac stopping the escape. Gets one of the full Medivacs. Another one does get away, but of course, HEROMARINE trying to play this pure bio style. I called it earlier when I said, look, once he built the 4th command center, clearly he doesn't want to play full Ghost late game because that's so hard to pull off against SERRAL. But he tried to play like the mass expand, mass marauder style of tempo TVZ. And dude, he really put the pressure on SERRAL. If SERRAL went Corruptors earlier, I think this is a much easier game for him. But this seems to be a blind spot for SERRAL today, which is he's just getting Corruptors way too late in his games in general. Otherwise, and those libs and the Medivacs are causing him trouble. Once he got them, this game shifted massively in his favor. He's just going to overrun. Ultra Ling Bane Corruptor is one of the most ridiculous compositions at fighting a Terran out in the open on the map. It is so good. They come into the open, man, and especially if you outnumber them, Ultra Ling Bane is wild. All right, down 1-2. He's going to go to a map that's quite good for turtling to late game, but I don't think that's going to be his goal. HEROMARINE in the top left. SERRAL in the bottom right here for Basilisk. It is 10,000 feet, a map where I quite like the front base as a Zerg, because it's hard to Hellion harass it. The problem is obviously tank siege is up over there. Ugh, kind of rough. But if you play Roach Ravager, you can bile those tanks, unless they put it really far back, and kind of hard for them to get that just right. So I enjoy that third. I can't imagine SERRAL goes for that. Probably just goes for a more normal third. Maybe a fourth in the corner. I've seen players mine these minerals open and take this base pretty early. It's okay. It's not the worst base. I don't know. It just doesn't feel very... Something about this base on the right I don't like. I don't even know quite how to describe it. So curious to see where this series goes from here. HEROMARINE has the crowd support. We saw in that last game that SERRAL, even without the Corruptors, was kind of hanging on, losing the middle bases a few times, but it was still very close. And then the Corruptors came out and it was like, okay, the libs are no longer such a big problem. The medevacs are always in danger, like kind of forces HEROMARINE to run backwards a lot more. Hey, look, there's a little love heart on this, love heart symbol on this Protoss Ruin, I guess? Zelnaga Ruin? I don't really know what these things are on this map. I mean, this is the map with the floating ball, right? Which, for some reason, looks disgusting now. It looked so much better before, man. I still don't know what went on with this ball. I really should message the map maker and ask them. Just like, this thing looked really cool, and now it's bright gold. And it just looks like it's not finished rendering. 4 Zerglings, 2 Queens on the way. We'll pull workers off gas and go for a quick link speed. Okay, SERRAL's loving that quick link speed, but he does cancel it to start the third sometimes. And I think seeing no 2 Rax Reaper, I would love to see that get cancelled. He's not going to. Thought his opening was a bit better last game, delaying that link speed. And I get, obviously, he ended up not using link speed at all, which is why, but feels like his Ling Bane openings have been just a bit conservative. Looks like a half raw, half cooked egg. It just looks weird, man. Like the 3-dimensionality of it looks wrong. Like it looks kind of flat. The whole I just hate it. I hate it so much. It looked so good in the earlier version of the map, and now it just looks stupid. Pulled off his mule, so it didn't mind the last trip. He's going to go Starport second gas. I'm not a big fan of Hellion Banshee. What do you guys think about Battlecruiser? I think SERRAL only went 7 Queens in the last game, but I think that's because he was playing a Roach style. I imagine he's normally going to be going for 8, maybe 9 Queens. Muffin Man says, well, it's also the shape of your testes. Well, I don't, yeah. It's not a cylinder. It is meant to be a kind of weird kind of ball. It's not like perfectly spherical though. Bit weird shaped. Hellion's gonna poke. 3 Queens on the way. It is Cloaked Banshee. Oh man, I did not think this is a great build choice. Then again, ooh, if the Marine can deny the Overlord, he's committed. I think the Overlord sees the Starport Tech Lab. You need to see the Tech Lab bubbling to really know what's going on here, but even seeing the Starport should be a decent indicator. Oh, he's gonna dive. The Lings are ready. Dude, SERRAL running away with his Zerglings. Interesting. Kind of respecting him a lot there. Doesn't get as much damage on those Hellions for that drive-in as I thought. He sees the cloak on the way. Zergling runs in and gets cleaned up. Overlord falls. SERRAL starts a lair. Should be going Spore Crawlers, probably about 4:45. I know Rainer's been dropping them at like 5 minutes recently, really being as greedy as possible. And you can get away with that with this Banshee timing. Maybe 4:55. Getting into that realm of extreme greed. Cloak is almost finished. And indeed, there we go. The spores go down. Skips the one in the natural. Figures it's unlikely the Banshee goes straight for the natural. Oh, careful. Oh god. That queen's getting low. Oh, but a beautiful surround. Gabe overcommits. He's going to throw all of his Hellions and Reapers away for one queen. Not worth it. Not worth it at all. Spore Crawler goes up in the natural. The Banshees have been sitting at home. And this is a disastrous start for the Terran, who's now going to have no way to really contain the creep other than these Banshees. He's going to go, though, for Battle Mech. So he's going to go for Banshee speed, 3 factories. Third command center's floated out, keeping the Banshees at home because he has no Hellions. I know, he's got a few. I'm surprised his Banshees have still not moved forward. Okay. Double Evo Bane Nest. SERRAL thinks he's playing against Bio. That's a problem. Let's go very quick infestation. Early fungal could be amazing against this. He doesn't want to bring his Hellions out because that reveals he's playing mech. Right. So he's just going to keep the Banshees at home. I mean, SERRAL's got a sniff. Something smells off here. Why are there 2 Banshees and no other units? Where are your Marines? Like, what's going on? Why are you denying my scout? The Lings are like, what is this, bro? The Overseer's finally going to figure it out. Let's go to SERRAL's vision, guys. He sees it. He sees 3 factories in a starport, and he's like, okay, get out of there. Looks like a supply drop went down. Does need more depot production. It's going to start 1. And it's time for the aliens to get active on the map. Blue Flame's not quite ready. Banshee Speed's going to join in as well. 9 Queens, 20 Zerglings, 8 Banelings. Roachhorn's on the way. It's not quite ready. I think he could go straight Hydra Den would be nice here as well, actually. It's going to be kind of late to get these Ravagers started. Transfusers on the Queens. Going to block these Hellions for now. Look at that. 3 Banshees in the main. Building Spore Crawler already goes down. These Banshees are fast. Look at that. They find a Queen in the open. She goes down really quickly. He forgot he already built an infestation pit, guys. SERRAL already has an infestation. He can make a hive right now if he was so inclined, but he probably doesn't realize he's able to. Queen's finally pushing back, but not before a bit of damage has gone down. 3 Queens, few drones. Hellions still roaming. Uh-oh. Flamethrower's ready. Queens will block them on the corner. Buy themselves an extra second. The Lings trying to come back, but these Hellions getting themselves right into the corner. Good spread on the Banelings, though. That could have been a lot worse. Only 5 drones go down. Ooh, these Banshees in the main, though, man. Brings it up to 8 drones. Bunch of Zerglings went down for that as well. This, of course, means there's a 4th command center at home. Engineering bay coming up so we can make planetaries. He's going up to like 7 factories. Double armory's finally coming in there. SERRAL's going to go Hive and Spire. Corruptors, not a bad idea to deal with the Banshees. You can also make Broodlords if he pivots into tanks, which inevitably Terran players will do at some point. The scary thing is if they keep you pinned in your corner with Battle Mech and then suddenly they just swap and they build like 10 siege tanks in just 2 rounds of production, suddenly that's a really scary mech army that can hold a position. +2 melee, +1 range, OV speed's on the way. Crazy how easy it is to play mech compared to bio. As long as it's a surprise. When the Zerg knows it's coming, it feels awfully inconsistent, but definitely in terms of the base mechanics required to make the units operate and do their job. The mech units are a lot friendlier than Marine Marauder, which are just so sensitive, I guess, right? It's like, how do you even describe bio? It's like you don't micro it and you're like, my god, it just dies. And you micro it like Clem and it beats everything. You're like, okay. This is the dichotomy of bio, man. But he's going full battle mech, and he's even building Widow Mines now. Ooh, chasing into a field of Cyclone Hellion Widow Mine is pretty scary. Great Aspire, I do love that Great Aspire. He waited for the scan to run out before dropping that. Overseer does have speed. He'll escape the Cyclones for now. Now, what anti-air does he have, guys? Just the Queens, right? So SERRAL can't really move out. He's got to wait for the Queens to get a Fungal. Beautiful Fungal! Beautiful Fungal. He gets 2. 2 of the Banshees. 3rd one almost goes down as well. SERRAL needs to make sure he has Banelings here to clear the Hellbats and Hellions when the fight starts. He's on 87 workers. HEROMARINE's on 89. 1-1 upgrades almost finished for Terran. Spore Crawler is well positioned, but the Banshees do manage to outrange those middle patches. One of them does pay a price for that. Here we go. Throws a Fungal, but you gotta watch out for these Widow Mines. Drags some of these Widow Mine shots forward. Ling Bane trying to roll in. The Hellbat's getting some good shots off. Ling's trying to wrap around the Cyclones, and they do find a pretty good fight here. 2 SCVs going down as well. Not sure where those went down. Similar units lost time, but remember, HeroMarine has a competitive economy with the Zergs, so you need to try and land a flank on this army usually. Fungal can help. Doesn't have many Banelings to clear the Hellbats though. The Roach Ravager trying to go forward. You got to be careful with the numbers, because at max out, this army sometimes can just overwhelm your army. Ravagers are 3 supply each. Your 8 Queens aren't really doing anything in these fights. You need to transfuse your army. He's going to go around the left with a counter, and I think that's excellent. This is exactly what Serral needs to do. He's got to keep Banes in his army, though. Right now, he's so light on Banelings, and I really worry that if there's like 10 Hellbats suddenly in one of these fights, his Lings just get roasted, and his Ravagers can't get through to the Cyclones. Nice, Fungal. Gonna catch himself 1 or 2 Cyclones, but the Lings are chasing pretty far. Is this worth it? He's got a chunk of units on the left that he's forgotten about, has Serral. Uncharacteristic. I thought he would have sent those in at the same time as all that happened. Tanks are now coming out for HeroMarine. There's already a Great Aspire up. He's already prepared for the Broodlord transition. This is huge. If he sees, the moment he sees a tank, if he just makes Corruptors, makes Broods, and pushes, I think HeroMarine might be screwed. Good micro there. Keeps all the SCVs alive. Planetary's trying to come up in the top left. So he's got to stay active with these units. He's got Burrow on the way to deny the bases. He's trying to respread creep, which he's got to do a slightly better job of. You can see he is now focusing on that. The moment he has a bit of breathing room. Moment to catch his breath. Widowmine's getting taken out. Oh no, he's moved his Queens off creep. That's unfortunate. Sitting ducks out there. This is a massive infestors. He does have Neuroparasite as well, but watch out for the tanks on the high ground, Serral. Tanks are going to fire on him. Serral, he keeps forgetting about these guys. He's finally sending them in. Queens are out in the open, though. That's his anti-air. Luckily, there's no Banshees right now. Could change. Neuroparasite does go down. HeroMarine just turns and kills his own Cyclone, so that's fine. Couple of Lings and Roaches on this worker line. This is good. But HeroMarine has enough workers. He does not care about losing a few of them. Still good to trade, especially on the Terran side of the map. Pull his attention away. His Queen's trying to finally get off creep. Or get back on creep, I should say. So Corruptors are building. Broodlords will be great. He's got a lot of Neural. I think... Is it worth building Hydras in this army at all? Cyclones getting Neuroparasited. Nice move there. He's going to try and bile some of these clump tanks. Really nice engagement here for Serral. Just pulling to that right side. Oh, the Cyclone broke out of the lock order that actually survived, funnily enough. Can't believe that Reddit point Cyclone survived. He's got 4 kills. I think they're all Terran units. Viper's going to think about... Ooh, Blinding Cloud. 2 tanks here. Just a non-stop stream of Terran across this map. Does triple bile that? Well played by Serral. And he's got 7 Broodlords coming in, which this middle base is so exposed to those. He should hide the Broodlords and try to show them on the other side of the map, because I think he's fine defending with Ravager and Festerling Bane. The trades are looking kind of awkward, but I think it's fine. You know what he should have done, guys? He should have done the move. I've been doing it on stream a lot lately. He should have done Broodlord Harass. If he morphed a Broodlord here, and he snuck a Corruptor back and morphed a Broodlord there, checkmate. Uh-oh. Don't be losing your Broodlord before the fight even starts. Serral with his Broodlords all spread out, coming from different angles. He must have morphed these the moment they pop from the eggs. It's actually a bad idea, because then they come in a bit disorganized. But it's only 1 Broodlord went down. He's got to push now. Got to try and use these Broodlords before the Thor Viking comes out. Serral... Oh, he's Serral. I forgot. Serral. So guys, just a bit of advice here for the average Joes, because I know people like to copy the best player in the world. Don't ever do what Serral does in games like this, where you make Broodlords and then just sit there. Serral can do this because he's the best late game player in the world. You should show the Broodlords and immediately push to his base. You can see HeroMarine split his army to both sides, though. He's trying to push both flanks. And actually, Serral anticipated this. Anticipates the right side with the Broods. Ground army gets the left side. That's kind of sick, man. That was actually really good. He knew HeroMarine expected Broodlords to come through the middle and push this base, and he was going to push both flanks and abuse the immobility of those. Hatchery does get cancelled. Kingbane Ravager tries to roll in. It's really hard to deal with this Cyclone Hellbat kind of tank mixed army. And actually the Viking count is growing a lot right now. There's no ship weapons for those. +1 Carapace comes in. A few Corruptors are building. You might be thinking, I'll get a few Corruptors to make more Broods, maybe? It could go... There's no Thors. Normally you go Thors against Broodlords. HeroMarine's going for a more agile army. He doesn't want... I think because there's so many Infestors, and Thors are really weak to Neural. He's saying, if I just defend with pure Viking Cyclone Hellbat, that'll be fine. I don't even know how this army works. Such a weird army. I haven't really seen that one before. The 3 Spine Crawlers should really help Serral's defense on this right side. Bane Ravager. Ooh, anti-armor missile. Nicely done. A couple of Neurals going to initiate the fight wherever possible. The Raven's really helping HEROMARINE. Otherwise, he could flank him. Another anti-armor missile does go down. One of the Cyclones does get turned on his own kind, but once again breaks free as Serral's turning away and survives. Broodlord Queen on the left side. Oh, look at this. He's pushing him. Guys, he's building a chode of Spinecrawler, Sporecrawler Queen over here. Broodlords need to pull back, though. Vikings are going to grab 2. Oh, good transfuses. Good transfuses. Unfortunately, the Queens do have 3-2 upgrades as well. But this is a really good... If you can get like a forward Sporecrawler, Spinecrawler outpost there, the Broods can siege that base. Cyclone's getting Neuraled a little bit here. Very nice cleanups. The way he uses Neural to just snag those individual units is so cute. Fungal, it like stops them from running, but Neural literally is like, oh, you're one of my units now, and I can kill you when I'm done using you. Just takes a lot more micro, I feel like. It's gone for a Hydra Den now. I think a few Hydras might be decent mixed in here. You don't want to go too heavily into them, but they're probably better than the Roaches. And the Ravagers are also going to struggle being 3 supply units at max out. It's a bit awkward using them. Okay, he does Neural the Cyclone. Needs to kill it as well. Creeps respreading really nice. I love this outpost. I think he needs a few more spores, though. And he's pulled his Queens back over. If Serral could get the Broodlord outpost here, would be even better, even though it doesn't defend a base. He's like, oh god. Because the Vikings are going to come in. Broodlords go forward to try and defend. It's got spores and spines, but this will get pushed through. Oh! Fungal goes down. Does burrow the Infestors. The Ravens there. A second unburrowed Fungal. Blinding Cloud, Blinding Cloud, Blinding Cloud. Serral, Blinding Cloud would be so sick. He's not watching though. He's busy on that left side of the map trying to evacuate those Broodlords. He does clear this army. These are planetaries though. No easy targets for the Zerg to push into. Sporecrawler's trying to defend. The Broodlords are going to go down. He gets a volley off, takes out 1 or 2 Cyclones, which is something. He's going to try and pull his ground army over here as well, but the Viper could get picked off. Gabe commits, gets the Viper. Neural Parasite on one of those siege tanks as well. Great pushing in here for Serral. Lings on the command center on the right side. This game is wild. I'd love to see those Hydra upgrades come in. I think a few Hydras would be really good with this army. Banelings going after the SCVs could be nice. The Ravagers and the Infestors trying to fight here. Neural's going down on the Cyclones. There's just so many Terran though. There's too much Terran on the dance floor. The Infestors, they've been the renewable resource here for Serral, but they're all going to go down. Lings will counterattack into the third, and it will buy time for 4 of his Infestors to escape. 17 workers do go down, but Gabe's been rich. He's on 3-3 upgrades. Only ground upgrade missing is +3 carapace. It's on the way. It's just not there just yet. All right, gets himself a few Cyclones and a Hellion. I think this base will be falling momentarily. Infestors dancing around in dangerous territory. And he's building 8 more Infestors. I guess they can snag Vikings and turn them against his own units as well. Just seems like an odd choice to be so heavy on the Infestors. It's so little core fighting units for Serral. He's still got 6 Queens, which are injecting nicely. And he's going to try and deal with some of these long-distance mining SCVs, but he never got the time to get the Hydra upgrades. He's going to build 2 Vipers. His ground army is so fragile. Oh, he's making 10 more Ravagers. He's going to have 13 Ravagers and a lot of Link Bane. It's all about his incredible micro. I'm always impressed when I watch Raynor and Serral keep using Ravagers this deep in the game, because if you don't cast Corrosive Bile, the Ravager is a garbage unit for 3 supply. But these guys, they rely on their micro. They feel confident in their micro. We'll try and split some Ravagers to this left side. Hard to get them behind there, though. It kind of gets blocked by these units. Vikings picking stuff off as well. A few of these Ravagers getting caught, man. Oh, he can't get the Biles up. He's trying to tank with the Queens. But Gabe, yeah, he'll take a few Biles. 2 tanks go down, but look at how many Ravagers have already bled out there. Infestors come forward. Neuroparasite's trying to land. The Infestors trying to stay out of range of those siege tanks, but the tanks are firing on them. Ravagers are there, as well as a few Banelings. He just has so little generic army. And Serral right now, I think he's got his balance a little bit wrong on the army. He's getting pushed through right now. He doesn't have any new Broodlords either. Broodlords would be so useful against this. But, of course, he doesn't have an answer to the Vikings, so he can't just go into that without going something else as well. The tank on this side being a massive nuisance. Drones going down in this base. Serral abandons both middle bases. and his queens are getting blasted at the same time. This is just 2 tanks. Lynx could clear this up yesterday, but Serral's panicking a little bit. He's under pressure. He's finally going to clear that with the Biles. Lynx are going to move through the middle. Blue Flame Alien's more than a match for them, as long as they are reacting correctly, at least. Right side Ling, Ravager getting sieged on. Units lost have 6,000 in favor of Gabe. It's really impressive what Gabe is doing on this small map. The mech mobility of the battle mech is quite nice, but it's also the tank staying power using the ledges. The Ravens always active in his army as well. The fact that he's always got these Ravens is really helping him out. Fungal Parabomb, nice combo, but he does spread against the Parabomb and keeps most of those Vikings alive. 5 Broodlords are morphing. He wants Broodlords to break the tank lines, but he's got to protect them, and the answer is how. He's got 3 Corruptors, 3 Queens. That's not enough anti-air. Serral's very low on minerals. He's got mining here. He's got new mining on the left. Though any Hellions running in there ruins his day. If a Hellions find that left base, he's screwed. Speak of the devil. Gabe's heading in that direction. He doesn't seem to realize there's a base there, but he's going to go check it. He sees the creep. The drones will evacuate. Good call. Good call by Serral. Parasitic Bomb takes out a few more of these Queens, trying to deal with these Vikings. Broodlords finally breaking out of this position. Really well played here by Serral. One more transfuse goes down. Cyclones keep trying to lock on, but you can see they take big damage whenever they do. Not much anti-air here. He's going to need to use Neural Fungal. Here we go. Lib's coming forward. HEROMARINE going for a big boy dive right now. Crazy dive. Shoves on top. It's so scary when a Terran is cocky enough to just siege their Libs on your face, man. Because the Libs are hard to deal with. Very hard to deal with. He needs more Corruptors. He does have 2/2 air upgrades, which I think is enough to win these fights. He's going to start picking off some of these. You can see how low his damage output is, because he's only got 3 Corruptors out. He's going to be up to 11 soon. Broodlords take a shot in the Hellbat Cyclone. Neural parasiting the Vikings. Let's go. Broodlords falling back step by step. Microbia Shroud helps a little bit on the ground. Biles going across the front. Does take out a Viking with one of them. But dude, what a fearsome army this is from the Terran. He's got Cyclones behind. I think the air army is enough for Serral. Oh, Infestors. He just lost 3 Infestors to that tank volley. Broodlords trying to go forwards with the Corruptor Viper. The Micro so advanced here. The Corruptor Viper will clear the Libs. The Broodlords will push him back. Serral closing the gap on the units lost. He's now only down 2,000, which is really good trading in the last few minutes. But he's losing bases. He's losing control. And look at that. HEROMARINE has the middle base up, which is crazy. Bottom left base has 9 drones on it. Keeps checking that left base with Hellions and Hellbats. Does Big Gabe. Beautiful Fungal. Doesn't bother with the Parasitic Bomb. Feels confident just engaging with the Broodlords, the Corruptors, and the Vipers. He's going to make a 9th Broodlord. More Infestors are building right now. He's trying to build 6 more Infestors. Serral, he's putting his faith in the Infestor. He's investing in the Infestor. No longer has infested Terran. It's all about Neural and Fungal to support the Broodlords. If he ever loses his Broodlord count, he's screwed. And that's why he's very wisely going to 13 Broodlords. But now Thors are coming out. Now that he's going heavy Broods, Gabe is building the traditional answer to the Broodlord, the Thor. Now, I have been wondering for the last 5 months since this patch came out. I've said we have to wait till Serral plays to late game because he's such a patient late game player. But I want to see how Broodlords do against Thors. Problem. In this test, this is not a rich Broodlord player. It's a broke Broodlord player who's going to make 13, 14 Broods. And that's it. Against a Terran who actually has a lot more money than him. And we might just see him able to outproduce them. Because I think you need enough Broodlords to one-shot a Thor. And the way they've changed in this patch is they shoot their first shot much quicker at maximum range. It used to be they either needed to get much closer to the enemy, or if they were shooting at maximum range, it would take them an extra 1.5 to 2 seconds to fire their first shot off, which is a big delay in a StarCraft 2 game. This game moves incredibly quickly. So the fact you can now get that shot off instantly at max range means if you can get up, whatever, you guys tell me, how many does it take to one-shot a Thor? They do 20 damage, plus 3 is going to be 26 minus like 4 armor, so 22, 400 divided by 22. It's like 18? I think it's like 18 or 19, maybe 18 Broodlords. You probably want to have 20 to be safe in that regard. And that's a massive investment that Serral can't afford right now. People say don't do maths on stream. I used to not be able to do it. These days I like to do it all the time. It's a fun challenge. Broodlords are going to go forward. You can see they don't one-shot it. Oh, yes, they do. With the tank-friendly fire, they do. The tank-friendly fire, it only takes 14, apparently. 15. Oh, this is a big, scary army, though. The problem when you go so heavy in Broodlords is like, do you even have the mobile army to deal with this? He has to use Neural. Banelings go straight to the Hellbats. Beautiful micro. Dude, Serral's micro is absolutely redonkulous. He needs more Neurals, though. He needs more Neurals. He's going to keep Neuraling these Cyclones. And he does defend that army very efficiently. Give him enough time, Serral will find extreme efficiency, but he's still going to defend this left base. Cyclones finding drones. And it's down to this bit of minerals here. Still a fair bit there. And there's tons of minerals and gas on these two middle bases. But Gabe, his one's cemented, it's established. And he's got Serral paranoid about defending this base. When he moves to the left, Serral has to give up the left base and push north immediately. But he's not got the map vision. He doesn't realize right now. He doesn't. Okay, he sees the site. He's got to push north. If he doesn't push north, he has no idea that the army's there. He thinks it's just the Cyclones. Hero Marine's leaving himself wide open to a counterattack right now. But Serral just has no idea. He's got 2 Vipers, 9 Infestors. If he can land the spells, the Wombo combo. If he can land the Wombo combo, those air units are very clumped. And another Thor takes big damage. There's no EMP in this army, which means the spellcasters only have siege tank shots to really fear. He wants that. He's going to go for the Urals, but the Lib does scare him back. Great Parasitic Bomb Fungal combo, though. Look at the damage on those Vikings. Fair bit on the Libs as well. That's a lot of Thors, though. Oh my god, this is a scary area to fight. He does drop some Blinding Clouds. But Serral, this is only part of his army, and he doesn't have enough Corruptors to fight the Vikings. A bad fight for Serral, and he gets wiped out. Who the hell saw that coming? People who already saw the results on Wikipedia and nobody else. You're not meant to lose this sort of game. But he shouldn't have been out here. Bunch of Lingbane Ravagers down there. He didn't have many Queens left. But I mean, he just can't be fighting in the open. With a spellcaster army like this, you need to be defending, shooting, pulling back, and fighting in choke points. Going into the open here, remember what I said earlier, he is poor, and he is. This is not a game-winning fight. He gets a really good fungal parasitic, but what's he got? 17 Broods, 8 Corruptors, against 11 Thors, 11 Vikings. So the Vikings just beat the Corruptors straight up, especially when you add some Cyclone and Thor shots in the mix. The Thors also smash the heck out of 17. 17 Broodlords is not enough to beat 11 Thors, guys. And normally, you never want to fight when they're in a big line. You want to fight when they're in a clump, when they're around a corner. So say this army's set up like this, where Terran is. You want your Broodlords here. So they're kind of stuck up against the edge, and you're fighting like 1 or 2 Thors or Cyclones at a time. And you shoot and pull back, and you shoot and pull back. He fought into the open. Now, obviously, why'd he do that, guys? It's because he's got no resources left. He knows Gabe has the middle base. He's got to make a play. He should have pushed north and sieged this base down, to be fair. And then he could have defended this base. This base, still a little bit of minerals coming in. Tried to get this hatchery up and just basically defended and done fighting retreats the whole time with keep respreading creep, keep bringing spores forwards and spines from these other bases to try and help you cement your position. Like literally bring your static defense from your other expansions and just fight like your life depends on it to hold this position. But this is always a really hard one. And I think if Serral was richer, I do think he dismantles this army. But he's kind of like, I got to do something because you're mining one of the last mining bases on the map. Look, maybe I can catch you with some spells right now. I think he also feels like if ghosts get added in, he's kind of screwed. But this was actually a really good fight for Gabe. And yeah, he needed to just run. Because like he did not need to fight right now. And he's not even stutter stepping the Broods. You cannot be... I get there's Blinding Cloud there, but these guys are still shooting your Broodlords. And the Broodlords are just disappearing. GG, well played. That was really impressive. It gave with like tempo mech, Cyclone, Alien, Banshee, so full battle mech, but then he added tanks and he kept doing these like pushes and rotating through the middle and denying bases and denying creep. This was like a proper combat-focused mech versus Zerg ZVT. I think Serral feels really claustrophobic on this map, as you should. There's not a lot of room to maneuver, and the mech was really hard to deal with, but hats off to HEROMARINE. He's going to bring us to Game 5. All right, guys, we've got HEROMARINE in the top right side. Crazy game in the last one. Now he's going to play Old Republic. SERRAL in the bottom left, and I really hope SERRAL puts on his hat, because HEROMARINE's 100% playing Battle Mech on this map, right? It's either a crazy all-in or Battle Mech. It has to be. I mean, what else are you going to do? It's a giant map. Terrible to play Bio against Zerg on this map. I think Battle Mech's pretty good on it, though. And does SERRAL try to do the same stuff, but say, hey, this map's not as claustrophobic, more room to land my infestors, my fungals, my neurals? Oh, man. What a crazy last game. I think SERRAL had a moment on that middle right base where he just didn't have any army. He had like 5 Ravagers and 10 Zerglings or something. And it's just so many infestors and a couple Vipers and a bunch of Queens. And it's such a fragile style on the supply. Like, I'm always amazed that SERRAL and Raynor play that heavy Ravager style as well as they do. Because like I said, they're 3 supply each and their stats suck. So like, yeah, they got 6 range like a Hydra. They don't do as much DPS as a Hydra though. You know, they're kind of bad units for 3 supply. Especially when you're on 90 drones and you got 6 Queens as well. You just have so little army supply if you're then building Infestors and Vipers. And mistakes get punished brutally. And I think there was a few moments in the mid-game where HEROMARINE set up some really nice just lines of tanks on the ledges leaning backwards. Cyclones and Hellions running around. And even though SERRAL had these moments where he'd pick off a few units with Neural, it felt like HEROMARINE never gave him that room to breathe. Never let him just fully reset and slow the game down, where I think SERRAL would have been massively favored. And the map architecture definitely worked in HEROMARINE's favor as well. Definitely worked in his favor. I'm not going to lie, guys. That ledge in the middle base with the tanks and then the lib behind it, just constantly sieging him. The 2 middle bases being so close that Gabe could just run on them with Cyclone Hellion and kill them so quickly. That all hurt SERRAL a lot, right? The bigger a map is, the more you'll see SERRAL with Nidus Worms in the corners and all these sorts of cool things. But yeah, great play for Gabe. So Gabe's going to wall off with Barracks Factory here after Command Center first. Very economic opening to try and keep pace with Zerg. SERRAL has once again rushed Ling Speed. And okay, there we go. I was going to say, come on, man. You've seen Command Center first. What do we need Ling Speed that early for? So he goes to the 3rd hatchery on 28, cancels Ling Speed, builds a few more drones. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a 3rd Queen and an Overlord before Ling Speed. So 175 minerals goes to the Queen. Should be building an Overlord next, which I think he'll do in the main here. And he rallies that already down the bottom. He's going to have these 2, this Overlord and then this one, providing vision outside his natural. Ling's going to try and poke in, see if they can deny some mining time. Very nice. He's just going to have to build 2 Marines and a single Hellion before swapping over to make sure these Zerglings leave. SERRAL not only delaying the swap there, but also now getting to deny mining on the workers. Good harassment. If you built 4 Zerglings, might as well get something for it. Still doesn't have Ling Speed though, and this is a 3 factory follow-up, which is of course to the surprise of literally nobody. But he doesn't scout! I mean, you know it's going to be Battle Mech. I called this the moment the map loaded. I saw the map and I was like, there's no way he's doing anything else. SERRAL's going to play Roaches, which are good against the Hellions, but once the Cyclones come out, you need Roach Speed as quickly as possible. Because this is going to be a mass of Cyclone Hellion from very early on. Little supply blocked here, but the depots will finish soon. Now, the question is, guys, does Gabe go 2nd and 3rd gas before 3rd command center? That would be crazy if he does. It would mean his transition really, really sucks into 3rd base, but I think he'll probably just build it on location, his 3rd command center, probably about 5 minutes. So it's somewhat committed to 2 base, but as long as he doesn't take the extra gases, it's not like he's not, you know, if he takes 4 gases, oh my god, his map it's just going to be bad. It's going to really suck for him. Laz on the way, 4 Roaches as well. 5 Roaches coming in. Hellions coming down south, drones. Oh my gosh, 4 drones going down. Make it 6. Oh, this is... He needed to get an Evo or something down. Okay, that was a huge mistake. This is so rare for SERRAL, guys. I actually noticed it. I didn't mention earlier. This Overlord went here. Why is he here? You're meant to put the Overlord out here first. So you have 1 here, 1 here, 1 there. And these should be as far out as possible, even further than this when you're playing no Ling Speed. Because you don't have quick... You don't have a QRF. You don't have a quick reaction force. So you need to see that earlier so that you don't make mistakes like that. He had so little vision, he didn't see it till the Hellions were right here. And you don't need to see air units coming in till a bit later. He should have put an Overlord on the left and an Overlord on the right only after completing the Ring of Vision. And yet he's got Overlords in the back doing nothing. And no Overlord over here. That's bizarre. Now, double starport's going to come in. I think it's just for Banshees. It could be for a battlecruiser swap, which would be super cutesy. Oh my gosh. Is he not going to scout it? He might not scout it.
Forces under attack.
Cyclone's coming forth. Roach Speed's on the way, but HeroMarine's going to have his way with him for a little bit before then. It's a small mistake, but it's a combination of not reacting lightning fast and not having the Overlord in position to begin with. And that's like a fundamental systematic thing, which Serral normally does not make that mistake. Roaches getting cleaned up. He's got no Ling speed, guys. He cannot reactively build Zerglings to deal with these Cyclones. And oh, HeroMarine's micro is really good. Serral's not pulling back far enough to break the lock-ons. Serral is not pulling back far enough to break the lock-ons. And with 4 Cyclones rotating lock-ons, that's really problematic. He's got to be pulling back the weak queen. Serral, he's not pulling back the locked-on units. This is basic micro. Serral tilted right now. He's struggled with Battle Mech in the last game, and he's tilted. He's making a lot of uncharacteristic mistakes in this game. I thought he played pretty good StarCraft up to this point, but he's crapping the bed. He's gone double Evo here as well. I know he thought this was going to be a game against Bio, maybe, but double Evo is not a high priority. Remember, it's all about getting 4 bases of drones and then defending those. So he's on 50 drones on 3 base. The 4th hatchery should absolutely take priority over Evo upgrades. And you should be droning that 4th before even starting those upgrades. Hellions are going to deny him taking this base. Blocks the hatch, blocks the Evo. Roaches could trap him there, which looks like he will get those 2 Hellions finally. But Serral, he's got to drone, take a 4th, and catch back up. Because remember, this was a 2-base aggro play. HeroMarine's 3rd is not landed yet. It's coming out late. But the pivot into Banshees is so genius. He's not going to expect it. And Gabe's going to hide it. I think that's the right call. Wait until you've got 4 Banshees, maybe 6, and then you can really, especially if he goes kind of all in with Roaches, those Banshees are going to be amazing. All right, Blue Flame's on the way, Magfield as well. 2 more factories are building. Infestation Pit and Baneley Nest are coming in. Okay, so Serral's going to try and tech up, play the same style as last game. Honestly, he's only got 2 queens. These Banshees are going to ruin him. He has no idea. He's about to find out. Go to Serral's camera. We're on Serral's camera, guys. He sees them now. He immediately starts 2 queens, but he's only got 2. He's going to bring 2 queens and an overseer to the front. They will lose this fight to these 4 Banshees. He has no Hydroden, no Spire. His Roaches have to go across the map to lure the Banshees away because he does not have an answer. And that means sacrificing a lot of Roaches to protect your drones and your 4th base. But now, HeroMarine says, well, you're going to throw those Roaches away. I'm going to follow you home with my Cyclones and my Hellions. Not to mention the Banshees raining down death from above. Oh my lord, that is a lot of Cyclone, Hellion, Banshee. Roach Queen coming forwards. He's going to go straight Infestor. So he's going to just try and play Infestor Queen. He's like, look, I can't afford Hydras. I can't afford a proper answer to the Banshees. So you get 6 Banshees, and that is just what it is. I'm going to have to try and catch him with Fungal and Queens. Can't move out on the map. 61 drones only here for Serral. Massive damage. The micro against that Cyclone attack was quite poor, guys. Very uncharacteristic for Serral to not be individually pulling units back. You could tell he was panicked. I can guarantee you his face would have had big frustrated reactions and expressions on it. Roaches. It's not enough Roaches to win this fight. He's going to come from both sides, though. It's pretty good. Oh, he breaks the lock-on. Burrows, unburrows. By the time the scan's out, the lock-ons had already been used. Brilliant maneuver there for Serral. But his Roaches do get caught on the Hellbats a little bit. He needs to wait for the Queens. He doesn't even have a Spore Crawler on his base. Fungal. Oh, that's huge. These are the problem right now, these Banshees. These are the problem. Oh, he's going to get so many. Oh, one more. Oh, he only gets 2. 3 Banshees. 3 survive. 2 of them so deep in the red. If he got 1 or 2 more, that would have been massive. 8 drones and a Hydra Den on the way. The reason he's going Hydras is because he doesn't know how many more Banshees will be built in this game, guys. So he's just going to go with that. Look at this. HeroMarine right now is just styling. Loading up Hellbat drops to go, dropping the worker line. Built those out of the Tech Lab starports. Hive and Spire on the way. I do think Hydras would have massively helped Serral in the previous game because they shoot up, they shoot down, and they're more supply efficient than Ravagers. I know I always go on about build Corruptors, not Hydras. That's for anti-air. For anti-ground, obviously the Hydra's better than the Ravager in terms of its supply efficiency and regular damage output. Hellbats do go down. Queens will push back the drop. Serral's on 80 workers. Serral has survived. And now Gabe has to realize that he is in a game where he has an advantage, but it's nowhere near the advantage you'd have against anyone else. You are playing a SERRAL who undoubtedly he's learnt his lesson from the last game, right? I'm sure he must have realized to have more standing army is an essential thing. Look at that. Tunneling Claw Roaches are getting caught. Good cleanups. Cyclone Alien gets cleaned up there. Neural has been made. He's got 6 Infestors. I do think both Hydra upgrades need to queue up. Yeah, he's gonna make augments now, movement speed for those Hydras, and mix a few of them in. Bungle could be nice here, but oh, we can just click on the Infestors. Oh my god, he doesn't have any mobile anti-air. The Queens are so slow. And look at this mob of Cyclone Alien with 2 tanks backing it up. Infestors. Ooh, the Transfuse saving those Infestors. Tanks are here. Didn't see this army coming. He doesn't have any Zerglings. I think he can push this back though. Infestors do burrow and fall backwards. His Transfuses out of SERRAL have been amazing. Both tanks get biled. Hydras are in the mix. They're going to be a much better standard fighting unit than the Roach or the Ravager. They are a bit more fragile to Hellions though. They've got 90 hit points compared to the 120 of the Ravager, the 145 of the Roach at max hit points. Don't think there's any max hit point Roaches in this game. So 5 more Ravagers are making. He's going mass Ravager Hydra. SERRAL's maxed out army is not as powerful as HEROMARINE's. Still a lot of tanks. He needs Biles on these tanks, and he needs them now. Goes forwards. Biles are landing. The first 3 tanks disappear. He's got to fall back. He can't stand and swing in range of those tanks. Queens dealt with the units all down the bottom. Very nice hold. SERRAL is refusing to die in this game. We've seen him make so many comebacks in his heyday, and this might just be what SERRAL needs to wake up after a bit of a break over the off-season. Is it getting in trouble here, deep in the lower bracket against HEROMARINE? Is this where he begins that epic comeback journey? Because he is digging deep. He played some big mistakes, uncharacteristic earlier on in the game, and now he is knuckling down, but he has very little room to breathe. I like the way Gabe just kills his own unit there. A lot of people are really afraid to kill their own unit. It's just a Cyclone, you know. Kill it before it kills any of your other stuff. So, he's going to keep picking off these Cyclones with Neural. Doesn't have a lot more energy for that, though. And I don't know if his Banelings can hit the Hellbats. As long as the Hellbats are kind of spread out amongst this, it's going to be tough. Ravager, Hydra, Queen, Infestor goes forward. He's going to try and Neural some of these front-running tanks. One of the tanks gets Neuraled. Ravagers run forward. He lands a few Biles, but he does lose a lot of units. Lings are wrapping around the right side. I think he needed to do this earlier, honestly. If you got some Ravagers from this side, maybe they could do well. That Roach could come in and unburrow in between some of those tanks. The tanks are moving in. HEROMARINE's giving him no room to breathe. SERRAL could give this base up. He's going mass Ravager right now. He's going to run forward. Biles need to land everywhere. He lands way too many Biles on that Liberator, but the Lings coming in. And the Lings, when there's no Hellions to defend because they were busy at home dealing with that Ling run by, that is when the Zerglings are the hard counter to this siege tank because they close the distance so fast. They get on top and they drag friendly fire. Problem. Units lost tab still 2,000 in favor of Big Gabe. Big Gabe is on 5 bases with extra command centers everywhere. He is so rich and his parade push will not stop. Roach, Ravager, Ling. I've seen Reyna scramble out of trouble in this situation with Ravagers before, but I think SERRAL has to give this base up and fight elsewhere. I just do not think he can fight this army front on anymore. And SERRAL is not willing to give up the base, and he's going to tap out. Oh my gosh. A disastrous opening for SERRAL, guys. And one has to look at this early game and that decision to pull that Overlord Scout out, and one has to go, was this a game-losing mistake? I have this feeling this was a game-losing mistake going, oh, no, I don't want to lose the Overlord. Gets in, sees the barracks. He doesn't see anything else. He just knows there's a barracks there and it's building something. And he goes for a Roach Warren, which you'd think is decent against this. I don't think he has any idea it's battle mech, right? And then, I mean, this was huge. This was huge. Losing 11, I mean, look at this terrible map vision. This is something, if anyone's watched any of my Zerg coaching sessions, you know 100% this is a mistake. How do we only have vision on creep? Not even on the edge of creep. The whole point of Overlord spread is to see Hellions, Adepts, Zerglings coming in early. And the first rule is one Overlord goes across the map. Second Overlord goes outside your natural and then pushes out front. Like I said, it could be further out front. The more warning, especially when you're playing a Roach build, no Zergling speed, is better. This Overlord out front, the third, And then if there's another path in, there's 2 paths to the third on this map. One Overlord can't see both of them. You could put it here. It's not really going to see the Hellions on the north far enough. You put another Overlord down here, and then your 5th and 6th Overlords, 4th and 5th in the defensive ring, go on the 2 edges to spot air units coming in on the edges. He didn't do that, and he gets punished so hardcore for it. This was a massive mistake, losing 11 drones this early. He's built a bunch of roaches for safety. You can't be building a bunch of roaches to be safe and then not protect your workers. Huge mistake, cost him big time. Next up, he sees a few more Hellions in the middle of the map, but he still has no idea what's happening. His lair's finished. He does finally make an Overseer and click it through, but he just doesn't realize what he's up against. And he's like, that's cool, we'll make double upgrades. He thinks he's playing against Bio. I mean, you've got to look at how Gabe was playing this series. There's a reason I predicted he was going to play Battle Mech at the very start. This map is horrendous to play ZVT on in a standard game. And Battle Mech is usually pretty good on those maps which are otherwise horrendous for Bio play, pretty damn good for Battle Mech. He's also shown he's playing cheeky mech and Battle Mech builds a lot. He's doing a lot of these styles. There's no way he's playing straight up. So to get caught off guard by this was a real travesty. That being said, let's now look at this micro here really quickly. So notice he needs to pull these roaches back that are locked on and fight with the other units. I can forgive not doing it there, but then here, this queen goes down. He doesn't click her far enough back. She stays in vision. Luckily, I think the Cyclone maybe died or the lock-on broke. But here, this queen, like, you should be fighting with everything, pulling back the weak 2 units that get locked on. She should have pulled back. This queen should be pulling back. The others should turn to fight, but then she should immediately be given another order. And these queens are just getting... Like, this is the easiest possible damage HEROMARINE could have gotten. And that's awkward as all heck. Number 1. Number 2, double upgrades are nice. But even in a standard macro game, having them before a 4th base is fine. But you need to get that 4th base soon afterwards. That 4th base cannot get delayed very long. Even if it's not against mech, you've got to get that 4th base on time. Personally, not a big fan of this 4th base against Bio. But I think against Battle Mech, it's okay. I do normally prefer this one down the bottom. But against... Battle Mech, this base down here is really hard to defend, so I can understand that. From this point, it's the 11 drones early, the not scouting Battle Mech and Mech in general because he didn't sacrifice the Overlord. It's not like the Overlord not being in position. And then his miss micro a little bit as well. SERRAL made a few mistakes here, and I think he was a bit thrown off from that last game. Admittedly, 10,000 feet against Battle Mech. Did he make mistakes there? Yes, but that's such a hard map to play on. Whereas this one, I think everything was within the control of SERRAL to turn this into his map. But he did look a little less confident this tournament. And I think coming off of his 0-3 loss in the Chinese tournament, I think it's my prediction is SERRAL hasn't been practicing all that much during the off break. But I also imagine he's going to be pretty angry. I mean, we know SERRAL settles for nothing less than perfection. And I think he played pretty good StarCraft, but Gabe had the crowd on his side. He's drinking in between games. His whole audience was chanting Big Gabe the entire time. And I think that home ground advantage did work in Gabe's favor. He played like a friggin' legend. I also think SERRAL is going to be so motivated by his losses here, his losses in China. And I think he's going to be super friggin' angry and grinding hard to make sure he doesn't lose in the ways that he's been losing in the last few weeks again. So I think we should have a very motivated SERRAL. Can't wait till the next big tournament he plays. And guess what? I think we know what tournament it's going to be. It's Pigfest 7. That's right, guys. We're hosting Pigfest 7. It's going to be coming up. We're already at $1,676 prize pool. You guys can support that over on my live stream and type !tip or !dono or donate into my chat. Any of those will work. All of my stream donations for the next month until Pigfest 7 finishes will go directly towards the prize pool of the players and Pigfest. So that is going to be going February 19th to March 1st. SERRAL is already confirmed. We don't know who else is going to be playing that. Well, I do. You don't. We've got most of the players confirmed. We've also got some qualifiers coming up. Stay tuned. We'll have updates, news, all about that over the next few weeks. So get excited. We've got some big StarCraft tournaments. And we'll see if SERRAL can become a 4-time Pigfest champion. Clem denied him last time. Let's see if we can get the crown back in Pigfest. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys later. Goodbye and good night.